Hello everyone. In this video, let's discuss how to write a program to check whether the array contains duplicate elements or not. Given an array integer, nums return true if any value appears at least twice in the array and return false if every element is distinct. Let's take example 1. So here we have an array with size 4. So the elements are 1, 2, 3, 1. The element 1 occurs twice, so we have returned true saying that we have duplicate elements. Let's take example 2. The array has 4 elements. The elements are 1, 2, 3, 4. And here we don't have any duplicate elements, so we have written false. Let's take third example. So here the array has 10 elements. We have duplicates in this array, so we have written true. Now let's discuss the logic in detail. So let's take an array here. So here the iteration starts from the first element onwards. So for int I is equal to 0, I less than nums dot length I plus plus. So here I am going to take two variables. One is current, to know which is a current value which we are comparing so that we have duplicate element for the particular element or not. So current equal to nums of I. So in this case nums of I. So this is the I value, right? So this is the current element I will consider. So initially the first element I am going to consider is the current element. Now what I am going to do is I am going to take one more variable called j and I am going to give the j value as I minus 1. Wherever I is pointing, minus 1 will be the j value. So this is my I value, so j will be minus 1. So this is my j value. Fine. Now what I am going to do, I am going to take a loop and I am going to check a condition. So while j greater than or equal to 0, this is for shifting the element. That is why we are writing this condition. So j greater than or equal to 0 and current value is less than nums of j. If it satisfies the condition, we will be shifting the element. So here j value is minus 1. Minus 1 greater than 0, condition becomes false. So we will not go inside this while loop. Will not go inside this while loop. Okay. After this, what I have to do, I have to check one condition, which is whether we have duplicate element or not. How can I know whether we have duplicate element or not? In the sense, if the value of j is equal to 0 and the current element is equal to nums of j, if both are equal, we have duplicate element. So in that case, what I will be doing, I will be returning true. In case this condition is not true, I will just shift the element and I will go for the next iteration. Okay, so now this condition becomes false in the while loop. This condition also becomes false because j value is minus 1. So I will go here, current value is 1, that I will be storing in j plus 1. J is pointing to the index value minus 1. Minus 1 plus 1 is 0. On the 0th value, I will be placing the element called current. So this will not be moved at all. Now I will go for the next iteration. I value becomes 1. So nums of 1. So value of nums of 1 is 2. That will be stored as a current value. So now current is pointing to this index value. Okay. J equal to I minus 1. So I value is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. J is pointing to the index value called 0. Now I have to check the condition saying that whether j is greater than or equal to 0. Yes, j is greater than or equal to 0. Condition true. And next condition, current is less than nums of j. Current is pointing the value called 2. That is less than nums of j. So j is pointing here. 2 less than 1, condition becomes false. So I will not go inside the while loop. I will check the condition. J greater than 0. Yes, j is greater than or equal to 0. Condition true. Current and nums of j are equal. No, they are not equal. Which means we don't have any duplicate elements so far. Then current value will be taken, that will be placed in nums of j plus 1. J is pointing to index value equals 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. On the index value 1, I have to place the current. So this 2 will be placed in the same index value itself. Then go for the next iteration of my I. I value will be incremented. So that is 2. So nums of 2 will be stored as current. Fine. J equal to I minus 1. I value is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. J will be pointing to this index value. Now check whether j is greater than or equal to 0. Yes, condition is true. And current value, so is 3 less than nums of j, condition becomes false. So I will not go inside the while loop. Now I will go for the next if condition to check whether we have duplicate element or not. J greater than or equal to 0, yes. Whether the current element and nums of j are equal, no, both are not equal. So I will go for the current value will be taken and that will be stored in nums of j plus 1. So this element will be in the same position itself. Then go for the next iteration. I value will be incremented. So I value becomes 3. Nums of I will be stored in current. Okay. Now j equal to I minus 1. So I is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. Now check the condition while j greater than or equal to 0. Yes, j is greater than or equal to 0. Current less than nums of j. Current is having the value called 1. Nums of j is 3. 3 less than 1. Yes, condition is true. which means this element 1 is a duplicate element. Which means this element 1 is a duplicate element. So what I have to do is I have to right shift the elements. Nums of j value will be taken, that will be stored in nums of j plus 1. So here nums of j is 3, that has to be stored in j plus 1. So this 3 will be placed here. J plus 1. This 3 will be placed here. After this, I have to decrement my j value. J value has to be decremented. So which means j from here it will be decremented to this place. Now check the value of j greater than or equal to 0. Yes. Current less than nums of j. Current is 3. Current value was 1 because we have right shifted the element, so it was replaced with 3. Earlier we were having the current value was 1. Okay, so check the condition. 1 less than 2. Yes, 1 is less than 2. So what I have to do? I have to right shift the element. How can I right shift the element? Nums of j value will be taken. That has to be stored nums of j plus 1. So here I will be storing the value. Just right shifting. Now j value will be decremented. Now go for the next iteration of loop. J greater than or equal to 0. Yes, j is greater than or equal to 0. So check the current value. Current value is 1. 1 less than 1. Condition becomes false. I will come out of the while loop. Okay. Check j value is greater than 0. Yes, j value is greater than or equal to 0. Condition true. Current and nums of j both are equal. If both are equal, what I have to do? I have to return true, saying that we have duplicate elements. That's all. This is the logic of the program. In case if you are coming out of the for loop, we can return false, saying that we don't have any duplicate elements. Let's try to implement it as a program. So first I have to take a for loop. I have to start the iteration from 0 onwards. I less than nums dot length I plus plus. So I have to take a variable called current. Initially nums of I value will be given to current. Int j equal to I minus 1. So while j greater than or equal to 0 and current value is less than nums of j. If this is the case, I have to right shift the elements. So for that, nums of j plus 1, nums of j will be stored in nums of j plus 1. Then j value has to be decremented. After this, I have to check a condition to know whether we have duplicate element or not. For the j greater than or equal to 0 and current equal to nums of j. If this condition is true, I can return true, saying that we have duplicate elements. So if that condition is not true, I have to place the current value in nums of j. That's all. Once after coming out of the for loop, I have to return false, saying that we don't have any duplicate elements. That's all. Let's run the code now. Yes, it passes the test cases. Let's submit the code. Yes, it passes all the test cases. That's all.